The Essential Money Skills Handbook for Teens. The comprehensive financial literacy guide to budgeting, investing, and mastering personal finance for a secure future. Written by Scarlett Rivers and Richard Meadows. Narrated by Araceli Gauthier. Preface. Imagine standing in a store, locked in a stare-off with the latest iPhone model, or electric guitar, or whatever you've been dreaming about. A question starts nagging at you. Should I buy it? No, it's not just about deciding between splurging now or saving for later. You're molding the shape of your financial destiny. Preface. Imagine standing in a store, locked in a stare-off with the latest iPhone model, or electric guitar, or whatever you've been dreaming about. A question starts nagging at you. Should I buy it? No, it's not just about deciding between splurging now or saving for later. You're molding the shape of your financial destiny. Flashback to my younger self. Money was like a foreign language. How should I juggle my allowance? What's the most savvy way to save up for the OG Xbox I've been drooling over? And heavens, don't even get me started on those sleepless nights worrying about college fees. It seemed like every choice came with its own price tag, and I was caught in an endless tug of war between living in the moment and squirreling away for the big stuff. In hindsight, I wish someone had whispered in my ear that it's totally okay not to have all the answers, that money wisdom is a journey, not a birthright, and that achieving financial victory often comes down to a blend of smart spending and steady saving. But let's be real, when you're a teenager, it's tough to look past the sparkle of that next big thing or the allure of the latest fashion wave. That's why this book is here. It's your companion on this roller coaster ride of mastering money management. Whether you feel like you've gotten a handle on your finances, or you're still puzzling over the difference between debit and credit, this book is loaded with the tools and insights you need to navigate the maze of money decisions with confidence. Trust me, your future self is going to high-five you. Who am I? Hi. I'm Scarlett Rivers. Not too long ago, I was just like you, trying to make sense of my place in the big wide world of money. Thoughts like, how will I ever afford college, and how can I make my money last until the end of the month, would keep me up at night. The pressure to manage my finances right, from my folks, my teachers, and, let's be honest, myself, felt heavier than a wallet full of coins. I was desperate to crack the code to becoming a money mastermind and finding financial stability and freedom. Reflecting on my journey, it's clear that my financial journey was not always shaped by my decisions, but also the experiences I stumbled upon, the people who shared their wisdom with me, and those oh-so-important life lessons I learned from making mistakes. The big revelation? Money management isn't about predicting the future. It's about preparing for it, whatever it might look like. I remember being a teen, just like you, trying to navigate the complex maze of money matters. I could have really used a map, something to guide me and demystify the world of finances. So, I decided to create that guide and wrote this book. My mission? To help you understand the ins and outs of money, weigh your options, and create a personal financial plan that works for you. I want to arm you with the knowledge and tools you need to handle whatever financial curveballs life might throw your way. Whether you're just beginning to grasp the concept of money, or you've already started your journey towards financial literacy, this book is for you. Consider it your roadmap to navigating the intricacies of money management, exploring your financial potential, and building the skills you need to achieve financial success, whatever that looks like for you. Why this book, and why now? Managing money? It's a pretty big deal, especially when you're a teen. It's not just about budgeting your allowance or saving up for that new game. It's about understanding the value of money, making smart financial decisions, and finding your stride in this whirlwind world of finances. That's a heap of responsibility when you're already trying to juggle schoolwork, social life, and just growing up. But the complexity of money management, it's just the beginning. The financial landscape is ever evolving, more unpredictable than a chameleon in a rainbow. Digital currencies are emerging, online transactions are booming, and the concept of money we once knew is shifting. Navigating this financial maze can feel daunting, especially when you're just starting to understand it. Let's throw in the unique hurdles of being a teen in today's world. You're living in an era of instant gratification, with online shopping and digital transactions making money seem almost invisible. You're trying to figure out your financial footing in a world where economic upheavals and global crises can shake things up without warning. And you're seeing massive global issues like climate change and inequality, which require mindful and ethical financial choices. Then came the pandemic, like a curveball thrown into our lives, changing the way we handle and perceive money. It's like someone tossed our financial rulebook into the air, shifting our focus to online banking, e-commerce, and the importance of emergency savings. It's been a clear signal that flexibility is crucial when dealing with unpredictable scenarios. That's why we need a clear, straight-shooting guide to help you make sense of this financial labyrinth. I get it. I really do. I remember being a teen with so many questions and uncertainties about money and my financial future. It was a cocktail of stress, confusion, anticipation, and, let's be real, a bit of fear. But now, armed with my experiences, lessons learned, and insights from mentoring other teens, I want to share what I've learned along the way. And that's why this book exists. I believe that with the right knowledge and a little guidance, you can master the complex world of money management. You can learn to budget effectively, save wisely, and make informed financial decisions that align with your goals. You can face the future not with trepidation or doubt, but with confidence and a sense of preparedness. This book is here to assist you in making smart choices about your financial future. It's about handing over the control to you to steer your own financial journey, explore your options, and build a financial roadmap that feels both fulfilling and attainable. With everything that's happening in the world right now, there's no better time to start understanding and mastering money skills. Why not other money-related books for teens? Back in my teenage years, I was on an epic mission to take control of my finances. I tore through a mountain of money-related books, hoping to unearth some wisdom that could change my life. Reflecting on that time, I see a few reasons why those books didn't quite hit the spot. Sweeping concepts without practical tools. Some of those reads overflowed with big ideas and common advice, but they fell short when it came to practical, down-to-earth tools I could use in real life. I was looking for strategies I could apply immediately, not just grand theories that swirled around in my head without landing. Overly complex language. Others hurled complicated financial terms and models at me. I mean, they seemed pretty impressive, but they were more like trying to unlock a secret code while I was still trying to figure out what money was all about. I needed something that felt more like a friendly chat, not like a rocket science lecture that made my head spin. Good advice, boring presentation. Then, there were the books that actually had decent advice. But if I'm honest, they were about as exciting as watching a snail crawl. I'd finish them, feel a surge of inspiration that faded faster than a popsicle in the sun, and then forget all about them by the next week. The advice didn't really stick or spark me to grab the bull by the horns when it came to my finances. Don't get me wrong, there are some seriously amazing finance books out there that are worth every cent, but it struck me that there was a hole that needed filling. When I decided to pass on what I'd learned about managing money, I wanted to flip the script. No vague theories or overwhelming you with financial jargon. I wanted to give you real, hands-on strategies that helped me understand my finances. And above all, I wanted to present it in a way that's fun, easy to get, and tailored just for you, the rising generation, ready to steer the ship of your financial future. So, here's the deal. This book is designed to be your trusty sidekick, penned by someone who's been in your sneakers. I'm not here to tell you how to manage your money, but to equip you with the know-how, tools, and confidence to make savvy decisions about your financial destiny. Navigating this book. You're on the brink of embarking on a thrilling journey into the universe of money, with this book serving as your trusty compass. It's written in a friendly, engaging style that's all about you. And guess what? We've included quizzes at the end of each part to reinforce your learning. Get ready for a sneak peek into this exciting adventure. Our expedition commences with understanding money, like decoding the secret language of the currency cosmos. Here, we'll dissect the significance of money, what gives it value, and its influence on today's society. We'll even touch upon the future of money, including a glimpse into digital currencies. Next, we venture into banks and jobs. Here, you'll unravel the mechanics of banks and learn to harness them to your advantage. Additionally, we'll explore ways to earn money, from traditional jobs to digital aid side hustles. In budgeting, spending, and saving, we'll transform you into a finance-savvy wizard. You'll acquire skills to create your own budget, make smart spending decisions, and save proficiently. Borrowing and credit unfolds the good, the bad, and the ugly aspects of debt and credit scores. Brace yourself for an all-inclusive guide to understanding these complex yet essential components of grown-up life. Although planning and financing your future might seem distant, it's incredibly relevant. This section primes you for hefty expenses like college, a car, or even your first house. Plus, we'll lay the groundwork for a comfortable retirement. In investing, we'll demystify the stock market and other investment avenues. Heard the phrase, make your money work for you? This is what they're referring to. Next up, beyond personal finance, propels us into the realm of philanthropy and understanding your paycheck and taxes. Here, you'll learn to be a conscious, well-informed citizen. Finally, navigating financial risk is about learning to safeguard your finances. We'll examine potential traps like fraud and identity theft and how to dodge them, and delve into the basics of insurance and the importance of understanding contracts. Just a quick note before we dive in. You don't have to binge read this book like the newest season of your favorite Netflix show. Actually, it's way better if you don't. This book is designed to be your sidekick on your money journey, not some scary textbook you've got to cram the night before an exam. Feel free to take it slow. Break up the reading, and maybe dive into the sections that make you think, hey, this is pretty cool. Let your brain soak up the information, think about it, and see how it fits into your world. And the quizzes at the end of each section? They're your own personal cheat codes to Part 1. Understanding Money. Chapter 1. Money 101. What's the deal? The real reason we can't live without cash. All right, time travelers, welcome back to the present. Now that we've strolled through the history of money, let's dig into the real deal. Why do we even need money? Now, wouldn't it be cool if we could just pick up the latest gaming console or stroll into a concert without having to count our pennies? Life seems like it'd be easier without money, doesn't it? But let's game out a world without cash for a sec. Picture this. You're a total boss at making cupcakes. Your cupcakes are the talk of the town, and everyone's lining up for them. You decide you want to trade these sweet treats for something you need. Let's say a pair of sneakers. So you find a dude with killer sneakers, and you offer up your cupcakes. But he's not a fan of cupcakes. He's craving pizza. So now, you're on a mission to find someone who has pizza and wants cupcakes. Once you've found this unicorn, you then take that pizza to the sneaker guy to finally grab your new kicks. It feels like running a marathon, doesn't it? That's precisely the problem folks had back in the days of bartering. Trading goods directly was a royal pain. Plus, it was super tough to figure out how many cupcakes equal a pizza or a pair of sneakers. And this, dear friends, is why money was a total game changer. Whether you're trading for sneakers, pizza, or cupcakes, money gives it a common value. It makes the whole trading game a ton easier and way more efficient. Just think about it. With money, you can sell your cupcakes to anyone who's interested, and they give you money in return. You then use that dough to buy anything you want: sneakers, concert tickets, and even more ingredients to bake more cupcakes. Money is also your best bud when it comes to saving. Want a new gaming laptop? You can stash away a bit of money until you have enough. Try doing that with cupcakes. Money is also a super tool for planning for the future. It allows us to cater to our needs and dreams, be it going to college, launching a business, or even kicking back in retirement one day. So, money isn't just shiny coins or crisp notes or numbers on a screen. It's a system that helps us trade easier, save for what we want, and gives us the freedom to choose what we want to do with the value of our work or stuff. The secret behind why money is valuable. All right, let's take a moment to ponder this. Why is a simple piece of paper, a shiny coin, or some numbers on a screen considered valuable? I mean, why can these things get you your favorite snack, the latest best-selling book, or even a slick new bicycle? It's kind of mind-boggling if you stop and think about it. So here's the deal. Money is like a promise we all make to each other. We've all agreed that these pieces of paper, these bits of metal, or these digital numbers mean something. They're like golden tickets that we can swap for the stuff we want or need. But let's take a closer look. The actual stuff that money is made from, the paper, the metal, or even the digital codes, aren't super valuable on their own. Like, you couldn't trade a regular piece of notebook paper for a delicious slice of pepperoni pizza, could you? But once that paper gets transformed into a bill, stamped by the government, and agreed upon by everyone as money, voila! Suddenly, that piece of paper holds value. So, the million-dollar question is, where does this value come from? A long time ago, many countries used a system called the gold standard. This system meant that for every piece of money out there, every bill or coin, the government kept a matching amount of gold in a safe place. Because gold has been seen as valuable for a long time, it seemed sensible to base money's value on it. But, fast forward to now. Most countries have said goodbye to the gold standard. These days, the value of our money comes from the trust and faith we have in our economy and our government. When we believe our economy is rock solid and our government is doing a good job, we trust that our money is valuable. This trust lets us go out and swap that money for the goods and services we want or need. But here's the catch. Trust can be a bit wobbly. When people start doubting the economy or the government, the value of money can start sliding downhill. Maybe you've heard about this happening in some places, where money loses its value super quickly and prices for everyday stuff just shoot up. This scary scenario is known as inflation, and we'll dig deeper into it in the next chapter. So, in a nutshell, money has value because we all agree it does. It's a system built on trust. A promise that these pieces of paper, metal, or digital numbers can be traded for real things we want or need. It's a little weird when you really think about it, but hey, it's been working for centuries. Keep this concept in mind as we keep exploring the world of money. Money's role in today's society. So, when you start earning money, whether from a part-time job, a full-time job, or hey, even from the best lemonade stand in town, a part of what you make goes to these things called taxes. Yeah, I know, sounds like a bummer. But wait up. These taxes are the juice that keeps our communities running. They fund all the stuff we all use and need, like roads, schools, parks, and hospitals. So, when you're paying taxes, you're actually doing your bit for your community and your country. Now that's pretty cool, isn't it? Next up, charity. Life's a roller coaster, and sometimes folks find themselves in a tight spot. Maybe there's been a natural disaster, or they're just going through a rough patch. This is where charity steps in. People with big hearts, just like you, can help out by donating some of their money. This cash can then be used to provide food, shelter, and medical care to those who really need a helping hand. So money's not just a tool for getting what you want. It's also a powerful tool for helping others. And don't forget, money can also open doors for your future. Have you been eyeing that new computer? Or dreaming about college, starting your own business, or just chilling in retirement one day? By saving and sometimes even investing our money, we can turn these dreams into reality. Think of every penny you save as a seed you're planting for your future. The more you plant, the more your future blooms. Here's the deal. Money's not all about grabbing the latest games or the coolest clothes, even though that's pretty awesome, no doubt. It's also about how we connect with each other and with the world we live in. Money is a tool we use to trade, to lend a hand, and to give back to society. Knowing your way around money is super important. The more you get the hang of it, the better you'll be at making choices, how to earn it, how to spend it, how to save it, and even how to grow it. And that, my friend, is what being money savvy is all about. So high five to you for getting this far. You're on your way to becoming a real whiz at handling money. Buckle up, because our journey's just getting started. Chapter 2. Understanding Currency and Inflation. Currency Demystified. Unraveling the what and the how. Currency is actually just a fancy word for money. The same dough you'd hand over for your beloved comic book or that latest video game that's got you hyped. But here's a twist. Currency doesn't only live in your wallet or piggy bank. It's also living large in the digital world, like the digits in your bank account, or in the mysterious things called cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. Let's first zoom in on the physical currencies like coins and bills. These little fellas come in a rainbow of shapes, sizes, and colors. Think of the shiny quarters and dimes hiding between your couch cushions, or the fresh dollar bills chilling in your wallet. The first thing about these physical forms of money is they're tangible. You can hold them, feel them, and yep, even misplace them under your bed. Don't sweat it. It happens to the best of us. Now, each country usually rolls with its own type of currency. So, the US has dollars, the UK deals with pounds, Japan in yen, and so on. Kind of like each country speaking its own money language. Next up, let's take a peek into the future of currency. Welcome to the era of digital moolah. Instead of being something you can physically feel, digital money lives entirely in the electronic realm. Picture the money in your online bank account, or those handy-dandy online gift cards. You can't physically hold them, but they'll still bag you some cool stuff, just like coins and bills. Then, there's the cryptic world of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. These types of digital currencies are decentralized, which means they're not under the thumb of any government or central bank. Wild, right? But don't worry, we'll take a deeper dive into the enigma of cryptocurrencies a little later. So, whether it's a fistful of coins, a wad of bills, or a digital code floating in cyberspace, currency is our VIP pass to trade. It's a global way of saying, hey, swap you this for that. It's all about the art of the deal, and it's what keeps the world's economic engine revving. Remember, every fragment of currency, be it a humble penny or a digital Bitcoin, has its own tale to tell in this intricate, riveting saga of money. The epic journey of a coin and a bill. Ever wondered how money is made and what happens once it's out there in the world? Well, we're about to follow the life of a coin and a bill from birth to retirement. First stop on our money journey, the mint. This is where coins are born. Massive machines stamp out coin shapes from sheets of metal. The coins are then inspected, counted, and bagged. Bills, on the other hand, are born in a printing press. Huge sheets of special paper are printed with the designs we're familiar with. These sheets are then cut into individual bills. It's like a really high-stakes arts and crafts project. Once the coins and bills are made, they're sent off to banks, and this is where their real journey begins. People withdraw these coins and bills from the bank, and then they start to move around as people spend them. Imagine if a coin or bill could talk, the stories they would tell. The hot dog they were used to buy at a baseball game, the birthday card they were slipped into as a surprise gift, the piggy bank they were saved in by a kid hoping to buy a new skateboard. They might travel across a city, the country, or even the world, passing from hand to hand, wallet to wallet, till they are worn out and tired. And what happens when they're too old and worn out? They're taken out of circulation. Coins are often melted down to make new ones, and old bills are shredded and sometimes recycled. And that's the end of their journey. But remember, even as some coins and bills retire, new ones are always being made. It's a never-ending cycle, and every time you use money to buy something, to save, or to give to someone, you're a part of that journey. So, next time you hold a coin or bill, give a thought to its story and where it might be headed next. Why does my candy bar cost more every year? Inflation revealed. Ever noticed how your grandparents keep telling you about the good old days when candy bars were a nickel? If you're wondering why things seem to get more expensive over time, then say hello to your not-so-welcome friend, inflation. So, what's inflation? Well, in simple terms, it's the rate at which the price of goods and services increases over time. When inflation goes up, every dollar you have buys a smaller percentage of a good or service. It's kind of like how your favorite bag of chips seems to get smaller while the price stays the same, except it's happening to all the stuff you buy. Now, you might be asking, but why? Why does inflation happen? Great question. Inflation can happen for several reasons, but one common reason is when there's too much money floating around. If people have more money to spend, businesses might raise prices because they know people can afford to pay a little more. This is called demand pull inflation. But there's another type too, called cost push inflation. This happens when the cost to make goods, like wages or materials, go up. Companies usually don't want to lose money, so they bump up their prices to cover the extra cost. You might think, hey, but if everyone has more money, isn't that a good thing? Well, not exactly. While having more money can feel great, if prices rise faster than your money, you won't be able to buy as much. That's why some people get a pay raise every year to keep up with inflation. And here's another thing. When inflation gets too high, things can get really out of hand. You might have heard stories about places where people had to carry around wheelbarrows full of money to buy a loaf of bread. That's hyperinflation. And trust me, it's no fun. But don't worry, most countries have clever people in central banks trying to keep inflation just right. Not too high, but also not too low. Inflation is like a sneaky ghost slowly eating away at the value of your money. It's one of the reasons why it's important to understand money, to keep your hard-earned cash working for you, and not the other way around. So stick around as we learn more about how to handle money. Deflation. Flipping inflation on its head. Well, guess what? There's an opposite to inflation called deflation. Deflation is when the average price of goods and services decreases over time. So, instead of prices going up like with inflation, they actually go down. It's like walking into a store and finding that your favorite bag of chips now costs less than it did last year. Sounds awesome, right? Hold your horses. Let's dig into this a bit more. You see, while lower prices might seem like a dream come true, deflation can actually be a bit of a nightmare for the economy. Here's why. If prices keep going down, people might decide to wait to buy things, thinking they'll be even cheaper in the future. This can cause businesses to sell less and less, leading them to cut wages or even let workers go. If this goes on for too long, it can create a vicious cycle that's tough to break. You might also think, but if stuff is cheaper, I can buy more, right? Well, yes, but remember, if businesses are struggling, they might not be able to pay their employees as much, or at all. So while stuff is cheaper, you might also have less money to spend. So, who's managing all this inflation and deflation stuff? That would be our central banks. They're like the Goldilocks of the economy. They don't want prices to rise or fall too much. They want it just right. So they adjust things like interest rates to keep the economy balanced. Deflation can be just as tricky to handle as inflation. Remember, understanding these terms and concepts doesn't just make you sound smart. It also gives you the power to understand the world around you and make informed decisions about your money. So stick around as we dive deeper into these topics. Up next, we'll talk about how countries try to control inflation and deflation. How governments try to control inflation and deflation. All right, folks, now that we have a grasp on inflation and deflation, it's time to look at what the people in charge do to keep them from wreaking havoc in the economy. You see, governments and central banks have a massive role in managing an economy, kind of like superheroes protecting a city. Except, instead of capes and superpowers, they've got policies and regulations. Their main goal? To keep inflation and deflation at just the right level, where the economy can hum along nicely. So how do they do this? Let's start with inflation. If prices are rising too quickly, and our money's losing value faster than a snowman in the sun, then the central bank might step in to slow things down. One way they do this is by raising interest rates. Think of interest rates like the price of borrowing money. If it's more expensive to borrow, people and businesses will likely borrow less, which means less money floating around and therefore less inflation. On the other hand, if deflation's the problem and prices are dropping faster than your jaw at the sight of your favorite dessert, then the central bank might lower interest rates to encourage people to spend more. Sometimes, though, interest rates alone aren't enough. That's when governments step in with their own tools, like changing how much they spend and how much they tax us. If the government spends more money on things like building highways or improving schools, that can stimulate the economy and potentially combat deflation. Of course, these strategies don't come without risk. It's like a game of balancing on a tightrope. Lean too far one way, and you might cause too much inflation. Lean too far the other way, and you could end up with deflation. It's a constant balancing act. It's worth remembering, though, that while these tools can help manage the economy, they're not magic wands. They can't instantly fix everything, and sometimes they can even lead to unintended consequences. So there you have it, folks. We've taken a whirlwind tour through the world of inflation, deflation, and how our economy's superheroes, central banks and governments, work to keep things balanced. But what happens when the world of finance evolves? What happens when new forms of currency, ones not bound by borders or controlled by central banks, start to change the game? That's right. In our next chapter, we're diving into the cutting-edge world of digital money and cryptocurrency. Get ready to discover how these revolutionary concepts could change everything we know about money. Onward to Chapter 3. Chapter 3. Digital Money and Cryptocurrencies. Can you recall the last time you pulled out cash from your pocket to pay for something? If you're scratching your head trying to remember, you're not the only one. We're sailing in the same boat, moving away from fishing out wrinkled bills and loose change to swiping and tapping our way through transactions. Welcome to the rise of digital money. What's steering us from physical to digital money? The answer is simple. It's all about convenience. We live life in the fast lane, always on the move, And digital money fits the bill perfectly for this nonstop lifestyle. Gone are the days of waiting in snacking queues to draw cash from the ATM or scrambling for coins at the cash register. A simple tap, swipe, or click does the trick. And guess what? Your smartphone, your faithful sidekick, doubles as your wallet. Now, you might be wondering, why should I care about digital money? That's an excellent question, and here's why. It's not just the future, it's now. Digital money isn't some fleeting trend. It's reshaping our lives, from ordering takeout online to sending cash to buddies on the other side of the globe. It's altering how we perceive money. It's more than just digits on a screen. It's a ticket to security, privacy, and financial freedom. And there's more to digital money than just online banking and payment apps. Let's not overlook the thrilling world of cryptocurrencies. You've probably heard whispers about Bitcoin or maybe Ethereum, right? These are digital currencies that exist entirely online, independent of any government or bank. However, they do have their unique challenges and intricacies. Comprehending them can help you stride confidently into this new territory. By the time you're done with this chapter, you won't just know what digital money is. You'll know how to use it, how to safeguard it, and even how to invest in it if that's up your alley. In this tech-saturated world, grasping the concept of digital money is more than a nice to have. It's downright essential. So strap in because we're about to plunge headfirst into the exciting world of digital money. What is digital money? All right, we've thrown around the term digital money quite a bit, but what's the real deal? Is it some elusive treasure our parents claimed was just make-believe? Not quite, but it's still pretty rad. At its core, digital money is just that, money, but make it digital. No physical coins or notes you can hold, fiddle with, or, not that we endorse it, take a taste of. Digital money is all electronic, kind of like the songs you blast or the ebooks you devour on your tablet. You can't physically touch them, but they exist, and they're as real as it gets. Digital money takes on several forms. For starters, we've got credit and debit cards. Odds are you're no stranger to these. Instead of lugging around stacks of cash, a swipe or a chip insert of a card does the job. This was the first wave of digital money, and it's still riding high today. Then, enter online banking. It's your personal money manager, minus the hassle of visiting a brick-and-mortar bank. You can keep an eye on your account balance, send money around, and even settle your bills from the coziness of your home, or anywhere you've got Wi-Fi. Next in line, we have mobile payments. It's like cramming your bank and wallet into your smartphone. Apps like Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal transform your device into a money-transmitting wizard. It's as easy as sending a text, but instead of blasting the latest internet craze, you're beaming money. And lastly, the newbies on the scene, cryptocurrencies. These digital currencies harness cryptography, the techie term for mega complicated code, to lock up transactions and govern the birth of new units. Bitcoin, the pioneering and most notorious cryptocurrency, is a textbook case. We'll dive deeper into this world a little later. Now, you might be wondering, digital money sounds cool, but it can't be that old, right? Well, brace yourself, because digital money has been in the game for quite some time. It kicked off in the 1960s with credit cards, ventured into online banking in the 80s, then sprinted into mobile payments in the 2000s. Cryptocurrencies, the most recent recruits, strutted into the spotlight in 2009 with Bitcoin. So, that's digital money in a nutshell. It's a dynamic concept, shape-shifting and evolving with technology and the pulse of society. It's redesigning our world and the way we engage with money. Mobile payments. Remember when we hinted that digital money is like squeezing your wallet into your smartphone? Well, it's time to unravel that a bit. Let's step into the zone of mobile payments. The mechanics of mobile payments. There's more than one way, but the most popular routes involve near-field communication, NFC, and quick response, QR codes. First off, let's break down NFC. It's a tech that lets two gadgets, like your phone and a payment terminal, chat when they're up close and personal. You might have come across the term tap-and-go payments. That's NFC in action. You tap your phone to the terminal, your payment details are zipped over, and bam, you've sorted your bill. Next up, QR codes. You must have spotted these square designs with all the random lines that you scan with your phone's camera. Certain mobile payment apps harness QR codes to nail transactions. You scan the code, approve the payment on your device, and boom, you're all set. Top-notch mobile payment apps. So, what apps can you rely on for mobile payments? There's a smorgasbord, but some of the crowd favorites are Apple Pay, Google Wallet, and Venmo. Apple Pay and Google Wallet are pretty much twins. They both let you stash your credit or debit card info on your phone and process payments using NFC. They're super convenient for store purchases, and you can even use them for some retail purchases online. Venmo, on the flip side, is more about money transfers between folks. Need to square up with your buddy for last night's pizza party? Just Venmo them the cash. It's as straightforward as firing off a text message. Safekeeping with mobile payments. Now, I can hear your brain buzzing. Isn't it a tad risky to have all my payment info on my phone? And that's a valid concern. But here's the twist. Mobile payments are actually pretty secure. For one, when you execute a mobile payment, your credit or debit card number isn't passed to the seller. Instead, a unique encrypted number steps in. This means your actual card specifics are kept under wraps. Additionally, most mobile payment apps come with extra safety nets. For instance, you might need to use a fingerprint, Face ID, or PIN to give a transaction the green light. So, even if someone nabbed your phone, they'd hit a brick wall trying to make purchases without your go-ahead. So there's a lowdown on mobile payments. It's like carrying your wallet, but on steroids. Quicker, safer, and way more convenient. A brief introduction to cryptocurrencies. So, what on earth are cryptocurrencies? They're digital or virtual currencies that wield cryptography, the craft of scrambling and unscrambling data for security. Yep, these currencies are super secure, all thanks to the wizardry of math and tech. Unlike dollars or euros that have governments backing them, we dub these fiat currencies. Cryptocurrencies rock and roll on decentralized networks based on blockchain technology. But we'll dive into that later. Cryptocurrency origin story and the birth of Bitcoin. But where did these cryptocurrencies spring from? To tackle that, we gotta take a leap back to 2009. An incognito person or group, going by the handle Satoshi Nakamoto, hit the scene with Bitcoin, the very first cryptocurrency. You heard it right. Bitcoin was the trailblazer. Bitcoin was born out of the 2008 financial meltdown, aiming to deliver a kind of money that doesn't depend on any central bank and can spark instant, cost-friendly payments between folks globally. Since Bitcoin blazed the trail, thousands of spin-off cryptocurrencies, often tagged as altcoins, have sprung up, each boasting its own cool features and uses. The blockchain technology behind cryptocurrencies. Time to dig a little deeper into what fuels cryptocurrencies. Enter blockchain. Imagine a chain where each link is like a storage box brimming with info. Each box, or block, is chock full of deets about transactions, like who shipped how much cryptocurrency to who. Here's the kicker. Once a book is stuffed with info, it's locked down for good. No edits allowed. This information expressway made up of blocks, hence dubbed blockchain, is supervised by a bunch of computers called nodes. When a shiny new block joins the chain, every node on the network freshens up its blockchain to show off the new addition. Because this blockchain isn't stashed in a single location, but is instead scattered across thousands of nodes, it's super tough to mess with. If someone wanted to twist a transaction, they'd need to outsmart not just one, but thousands of computers all at once. So, to sum it up, cryptocurrencies are a safe, decentralized brand of digital money. It's a wild new world that's miles away from the cash and coins, plastic cards, and even mobile payments we've been chatting about. Mind-blowing, right? Let's dive deeper. Understanding Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Ever felt that tingle of anticipation mixed with a pinch of confusion when you've just unboxed a shiny new gadget? That's pretty much the vibe when Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies step into the scene. So, let's unveil the magic behind these cybercoins, shall we? Bitcoin mechanics, the what's what of wallets, addresses, private and public keys. Here's the lowdown on Bitcoin. You know how you have a wallet for your cash? Same drill with Bitcoin. You need a digital wallet. But rather than physical coinage or bills, what you're tucking away are two special cryptographic keys, one public and one private. Think of the public key as your email address. It's what you share so folks can send you Bitcoin. Just like an email, it's up for everyone to see, but only you can sneak a peek at the Bitcoin sent to that address. The private key, on the other hand, is like your top secret email password. It's used to access and handle the Bitcoin dropped into your public key. If someone else snags your private key, they can splurge your Bitcoin. So treat that key like a secret diary, all right? Other cryptocurrencies: Ethereum, Litecoin, Ripple, and more. Bitcoin might be the big cheese and the most recognized cryptocurrency, but it's got a lot of digital siblings: Ethereum, Litecoin, Ripple, and many more. Take Ethereum, for example. It's not just another cryptocurrency. It's a complete network with its own web browser, coding language, and payment system. But the real gem here? It enables smart contracts, which automatically complete transactions when certain conditions are ticked off. Litecoin, on the flip side, is like Bitcoin's silver sidekick. It runs on similar lines as Bitcoin, but is fine-tuned to make mining, the whole shebang of creating new blocks in the blockchain, faster and cheaper. Ripple, playing a slightly different game, is both a digital payment protocol and a cryptocurrency. Big businesses and banks tap into the Ripple network to move big money around the globe swiftly and without coughing up hefty fees. Spotting the differences between these cryptocurrencies. Each cryptocurrency is a unique player, but they all root for the same basic principles: cryptography, blockchain tech, and decentralization. However, they vary when it comes to their mission, transaction speed, coin count, and underlying tech. Bitcoin was conceived as a digital money makeover, while Ethereum was crafted to roll out programmable contracts and apps. Litecoin offers quicker block creation times compared to Bitcoin, and Ripple is all about speed and fitting into the existing banking system. And there you go, a quick tour of Bitcoin and a few of its digital buddies. We're just nicking the surface here, and the cryptoverse is a whole lot bigger and more fascinating. If this has sparked your curiosity, we'd say it's worth going on a full-blown exploration. Stay tuned for the books, courses, and videos we've linked in the resources section at the end of the book. Investing in cryptocurrencies. You might have heard the lore of folks morphing into overnight millionaires through crypto investments. Quite the fairy tale, eh? But here's the kicker. Investing in cryptocurrencies, like any other investment, swings between risks and rewards. So let's dissect this. Navigating the risks and potential rewards of crypto investments. Cryptocurrencies can make a roller coaster look like a lazy river ride. One tick, you're soaring high, and the next, you're nosediving. This means that the value of your investment can ricochet wildly in the blink of an eye. The adrenaline rush is legit, but so is the potential for a tumble. On the sunny side, the potential jackpots can be jaw-dropping. The early birds who caught the Bitcoin worm, for instance, have watched their initial stakes multiply astronomically. And as digital currencies earn their place in the mainstream, some optimists are betting on this upward swing to continue. But always remember, nothing's chiseled in stone. Demystifying cryptocurrency exchanges. So, how do you actually dip your toes into crypto investments? Say hello to cryptocurrency exchanges. These are platforms that let you buy, sell, or swap cryptocurrencies for other digital goodies or old school money like dollars or euros. Imagine them as the Wall Street of digital money. You sign up for an account, unload your traditional dollars or other cryptocurrencies, and then you're set to start trading. Some of the big league exchanges include Coinbase, Binance, and Kraken. The crucial role of security in the cryptoverse. Before you jump into the crypto investment bandwagon, there's a golden rule you should never forget: security. In the digital arena, danger lurks around every corner, including hackers on the prowl to loot your precious digital coins. That's why you should always have your coins tucked away securely. Many investors bank on digital wallets, which can be hardware-based or online, to stash their cryptocurrencies. Also, don't skimp on strong passwords, and make sure to switch on any extra security features dished out by the exchange, like two-factor authentication. Just as you wouldn't leave your purse or wallet for someone to snag, treat your digital wallet with the same vigilance. After all, your painstakingly earned digital coins deserve a safe haven, right? To wrap it up, the crypto universe is bursting with thrilling prospects, but it's not a risk-free joyride. So, if you're toying with the idea of joining the game, ensure you're armed with ample knowledge and buckle up for a wild ride. Cryptocurrencies and the law. The intriguing narrative of cryptocurrencies is incomplete without acknowledging their relationship, often tumultuous, with the law. Let's plunge right in. The legal mosaic of cryptocurrencies across the globe. Firstly, it's essential to recognize that the legal status of cryptocurrencies is as diverse as the world's cultures. In some territories, like Japan and Switzerland, cryptocurrencies are given a warm welcome and treated much like conventional forms of currency. In these nations, everything from a morning espresso to a shiny new car can be purchased with Bitcoin. Conversely, some nations, including China and India, have rolled out stringent regulations or flat-out bans on cryptocurrencies. They point to concerns about financial stability, the threat of fraud, and the potential undermining of their national currencies. Then, there are the countries in the middle ground, like the United States and the European Union, where cryptocurrencies are neither outlawed nor entirely mainstream. They're often viewed more as an investment asset rather than bona fide money. Hence, depending on your geographical location, using Bitcoin could be as easy as pie, illegal, or somewhere in between. Cryptocurrencies and the underworld. Now, let's delve into the murkier waters. Due to the anonymity that cryptocurrencies offer, they've occasionally been exploited for illicit activities such as money laundering and purchasing illegal commodities online. The anonymity makes these transactions tougher, but not impossible to trace for authorities. However, it's important to underline that the vast majority of cryptocurrency users are not engaged in illegal activities. Like any tool, it's not about the tool itself, but its application. Regulation in the cryptocurrency sphere. You've probably heard the phrase that cryptocurrencies are unregulated. There's some truth in that. Compared to conventional financial systems, the cryptocurrency world operates with less supervision. But that's not to say it's entirely lawless. Governments and international entities are gradually crafting regulations to incorporate cryptocurrencies into mainstream financial systems while attempting to control the risk. This includes measures like enforcing identity verification on exchanges to thwart money laundering. However, it's a fine line. Overregulation could potentially strangle innovation and the benefits that cryptocurrencies can offer, while underregulation could leave users defenseless and expose financial risks. In summary, the crossroads of cryptocurrencies and the law is a complex and rapidly evolving landscape. It adds another layer of complexity when contemplating entering the realm of digital currency. As always, knowledge is your most potent weapon. Gazing into the crystal ball, the future of digital money and cryptocurrencies. We've dissected what digital money and cryptocurrencies are and their mechanisms, right? Now, let's take a leap into the future. Hold your breath, because the world of digital money is just warming up. Up-and-coming trends in digital money. First on the list are central bank digital currencies, CBDCs. Recollect the conventional money we've used for eons? Central banks globally are now toying with the concept of issuing digital renditions of this money. Picture a digital dollar or a digital euro issued directly by the central bank. It could combine the ease and efficiency of cryptocurrencies while maintaining the reliability and stability of traditional money. Next, we've got non-fungible tokens, NFTs. These unique digital assets utilize blockchain technology. Yep, the same tech backing Bitcoin. However, unlike Bitcoin, each NFT is utterly unique. Consider them akin to digital collectibles or digital artwork. They've caused quite the stir in the realms of art, music, and gaming. Finally, there's decentralized finance, or DeFi for short. This revolutionary way of conducting finance omits traditional intermediaries like banks and relies on smart contracts on a blockchain. It facilitates functions like lending, borrowing, and earning interest in a more transparent and accessible way. How these trends could reshape everyday life. Now, you may be asking, how does this impact me? Well, these advancements could revolutionize our daily lives in ways you couldn't possibly imagine. Imagine a future where you can dispatch digital dollars as effortlessly as a text message, straight from your smartphone, at any hour, to anyone across the globe. Or where you can purchase and sell unique digital collectibles, like a virtual trading card or digital artwork. Or where you can access financial services not from a bank, but from a decentralized network that's accessible to anyone with an internet connection. Of course, like anything novel, these trends bring their own set of challenges and risks. For instance, CBDCs could raise privacy concerns. NFTs have been criticized for their environmental impact, and DeFi grapples with issues surrounding security and regulation. But regardless of whether we're ready or not, the world of money is evolving. The more we understand about these changes, the better equipped we'll be to navigate this thrilling, occasionally bewildering, but ultimately empowering digital landscape. But do keep this in mind. This isn't just about being proficient enough to use Bitcoin for a pizza delivery or reimbursing your pals for a movie night via Venmo. This is about comprehending the monumental shift occurring in our economy and society. Digital currencies and cryptocurrencies are not just trending tech. They're altering how we conceptualize and interact with money. The kicker is, it's all still developing. The domain of digital money is akin to an ever-evolving video game, continuously updated with new features, challenges, and opportunities. So, keep enriching your knowledge and stay open to continuous learning. So, what's the next step? Perhaps channel your newfound understanding into action? You might want to venture into setting up a mobile payment app to share expenses with friends or family. Or, if you're feeling bold, you might even consider venturing into the realm of cryptocurrencies by setting up a crypto wallet. Remember to tread carefully and responsibly. This world is as fraught with risks as it is with excitement. Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive into the world of digital money and cryptocurrencies. But don't put your thinking caps away just yet. As we turn the page, you'll find an exciting quiz waiting to test your newfound financial wisdom. Read, set, recall isn't just about checking your retention. It's also a fantastic tool to help solidify these key concepts in your mind. So, are you ready to recap, revise, and refresh your knowledge? Let's leap into the final chapter of Part 1. Ready, set, recall. Time to hit pause and do a quick check-in on all the awesome stuff you soaked up in this part. No stress if you don't nail every question right away. This is your chance to recap and reinforce what you've learned. You'll find the answer key at the end of the resources chapter of the book. No peeking. Ready? Here we go. Number 1. What's the key reason we can't live without money? A. Money is shiny. B. Money is a universal medium of exchange. C. Money makes us happy. D. Money grows on trees. Number 2. Which of the following plays a crucial role in determining the value of money? A. The type of paper used in printing. B. The trust that people place in it. C. The size of the coins. D. The number of zeros on a bill. Number 3. Why does your candy bar cost more every year? A. Because candy is becoming rare. B. Because of inflation. C. Because the candy company is greedy. D. Because your allowance increased. Number 4. What happens during deflation? A. The cost of goods and services increases. B. The cost of goods and services decreases. C. The government prints more money. D. Cryptocurrencies become more popular. Number 5. How do governments typically try to control inflation? A. By changing interest rates. B. By printing more money. C. By adjusting the price of candy bars. D. By banning the use of cryptocurrencies. Number 6. What is digital money? A. Money with digital images on it. B. Virtual currency that exists only in the digital world. C. A type of rare coin. D. Paper money that has been scanned and stored on a computer. Number 7. What technology underlies most cryptocurrencies? A. The Internet. B. Digital scanners. C. Blockchain technology. D. Quantum computing. Number 8. What was the first and the most well-known cryptocurrency? A. Dogecoin. B. Ether. C. Bitcoin. D. Dollar coin. Number 9. Is it legal to invest in cryptocurrencies? A. Yes, in all circumstances. B. No, it's illegal everywhere. C. It depends on the laws of the country you are in. D. only if you are over 21. Number 10. What is one way you can use digital money? A. By throwing it into a wishing well. B. For mobile payments. C. As a bookmark. D. To play Monopoly. Quiz Answer Key Part 1. Number 1. B. Money is a universal medium of exchange. Number 2. B. The trust that people place in it. Number 3. B. Because of inflation. Number 4. B. The cost of goods and services decreases. Number 5. A. By changing interest rates. Number 6. B. Virtual currency that exists only in the digital world. Number 7. C. Blockchain technology. Number 8. C. Bitcoin. Number 9. C. It depends on the laws of the country you are in. Number 10. B. For mobile payments. Part 2. Banknotes to Paychecks. A journey through finance and careers. Chapter 4. Banks Unzipped. The Inside Scoop. Banking Basics. Getting down to brass tacks. Okay, let's break this down. A bank? What is it really? Well, it's not just a stuffy place where grown-ups go and stand in line. Think of it as a giant, secure vault where people keep their money. But it's not only about safeguarding our precious coin and notes. Banks have a pretty key role in our daily lives and how our society ticks along, and that's why they're around. Now, how about a quick time travel to understand where banks came from? You might be surprised to learn that the earliest banks weren't banks at all. They were temples. Yep, back in ancient times, folks would leave their valuables in temples, trusting the priests to keep them safe. Move the timeline to the Middle Ages, and goldsmiths stepped in. They worked with valuable metals, so people figured they'd be trustworthy with their money too. Over centuries, banking has transformed, growing way more complex. Nowadays, banks do so much more than just store money. They lend it out to people too, for all sorts of reasons like buying a home, setting up a business, or funding education. And they also make it easier for us to buy and sell things. Fancy a new video game from an online store? Thanks to banks, you can get it without physically handing over stacks of bills or bags of coins. In short, banks wear quite a few hats. They keep our money safe, they help us fund our dreams, and they make buying and selling stuff a whole lot smoother. Whether it's a mega bank with offices around the globe, or a tiny local bank that serves a small town, each one plays a crucial part in keeping our economy rolling. And just like understanding money itself, getting to grips with how banks work can give you a major head start in mastering your finances. So, get ready as we're about to delve deeper into the world of banking. Interest rates, the key to money multiplication. Picture this. You've got $100 and you want it to grow, but you're not keen on doing any heavy lifting. What's the game plan? Well, you could hide it under your mattress, but spoiler alert, it's not going to sprout extra dollars. Or you could pop it into a bank that gives you interest. Now, that's where the fun begins. Interest is like the thank you gift that banks give you for trusting them with your wealth. This thank you is a little extra money, a percentage of the cash you've stored with them, and it's added back into your account, making your total stash grow. It's like you've planted a money tree. Your tree, your money, sprouts a bit each year, interest, boosting what you initially planted. But here's the kicker. Not all banks or bank accounts offer the same interest rates. It's like hunting for the best bargain. So always remember to compare interest rates before you choose where to park your dough. Now, here's the twist. Interest rates can flip. They're kind of like a roller coaster. climbing, and dipping based on a bunch of factors. These factors include how the economy is doing its dance and decisions spun by the central bank. When the economy is strutting its stuff, interest rates usually shimmy up. But when the economy is feeling a bit low, rates usually slide down. It's a bit of a tightrope walk to keep the economy steady. Oh, and here's another nugget. Different types of bank accounts can have different interest rates too. Savings accounts usually offer higher interest rates than checking accounts. That's why they're the go-to for money you're aiming to grow over time. Interest rates might even seem like a brain teaser at first, but once you get the hang of it, you'll see how they can work some serious magic on your money. Now, isn't that a bit spellbinding? All right, let's flip this money chat and check out the other side. We've been talking about how banks can help you grow your money, but how do banks actually rake in the cash? How do banks make their money? Interest from lending out money. You've probably pieced this together by now. Banks rate in a hefty slice of their money through something called interest. But wait, didn't we say you earn interest on your deposits? Yup, we did. But here's the kicker. Banks also slap on interest, but they do it in a whole different way. They charge interest on the cash they give out as loans. Imagine for a second that you're running a bank. You're sitting on a stash of deposits from folks who believe in you to keep their hard-earned money safe. It's like your piggy bank of available funds. Suddenly, someone strides in needing a loan, maybe to buy their dream house or kick off a startup. They dip into your piggy bank of funds, promising to pay you back with a cherry on top. That cherry is interest, and it's one of the main ways banks keep the cash flowing in. Avalanche of fees. Next on the list, banks also fill their coffers through a bunch of fees. You know, those annoying little charges that sneak up for certain services, like keeping an account, using an ATM, or sending cash overseas. These fees are another juicy stream of income for banks. Kind of like a movie theater charging you an arm and a leg for popcorn and soda. It's an extra way for them to earn a buck besides the main event, or in this case, dishing out loans. Loans, credit, and the cash carousel. Loans and credit form another big piece of the banking puzzle. You've probably heard the term credit tossed around. In the world of banking, credit is essentially a loan. It's cash given out on a pinky promise that it'll be paid back, usually with a side of interest. Banks are like a spinning cash carousel. They scoop up deposits, hand out that money as loans and credit, earn interest on those loans, and then sprinkle a part of that interest back into the depositors. It's a cycle that keeps the bank's wheels turning and allows it to keep serving up its services. And there you go. Banks might seem like wizards pulling money out of a hat, but the magic is actually a system of lending, interest, and fees that keeps their engine humming. As you blaze your financial trail, it's always a smart move to remember how this system spins. Exploring different bank account types: checkings, savings, money market accounts, and certificates of deposit, CDs. Checking accounts. All right, picture this. You need to stash your money somewhere safe, and preferably somewhere it's always at hand whenever you need it. Enter the checking account. It's like your money's favorite lounge spot, providing a secure place to chill while also being super reachable. What's so great about checking accounts? Number 1, accessibility. One of the best things about checking accounts is their user-friendliness. You can grab your cash pretty much anytime you want, as often as you want. Whether you're snagging the latest issue of your top comic online, or calling up a double pepperoni pizza for gaming night, your debit card or checkbook has your back. Number 2, online banking and apps. Most banks these days have apps where you can check your balance, shuffle money around, or pay bills. It's like carrying a mini bank in your pocket, which is pretty darn cool if you ask me. Number 3, safety. Stashing your cash in a checking account is way safer than hiding it under your mattress or in a random shoebox. Banks are like high security vaults, and they're also insured, so even if something truly bananas happened, think zombie apocalypse, your money would be safe. But what's the catch? Number 1, fees. Some checking accounts come with pesky fees. These might be monthly fees or charges for things like using an ATM from a different bank. So, always remember to read the fine print and understand any fees you might have to cough up. Number 2, low or no interest. While some checking accounts do earn a smidge of interest, most don't. This means your money isn't sprouting extra greenbacks over time like it would in a savings account or a CD, certificates of deposit. Number 3, overdrafts. If you splurge more cash than you have in your account, you'll hit an overdraft. That means you're in debt to the bank, and they'll usually slap you with an extra fee for that. It's like a penalty for spending cash you didn't have. In the end, a checking account is all about convenience. It's like your money's personal superhero, ready to swoop in for everyday expenses. But remember, it's not a magic wand, and the golden rules of wise spending still apply. Savings account. Picture yourself as a squirrel, stockpiling acorns for winter. You wouldn't munch on them immediately, right? Instead, you'd squirrel them away in a hole, ready for when the snow starts falling. That's basically the concept of a savings account. So, what's so awesome about savings accounts? Number 1, growing your cash. When you deposit your money into a savings account, it doesn't just lounge around. It actually blossoms over time thanks to interest. Think of it as a mini high five from the bank for trusting them with your money. Number 2, safety. Just as with checking accounts, your cash is super secure in a savings account. The bank's got the security angle covered, and the government insures your money. Number 3, saving for goals. Dreaming of saving up for something amazing, like a shiny new skateboard, a state-of-the-art gadget, or perhaps a dream trip? A savings account is a fab place to keep that money snug and let it fatten up while you're hustling towards your goal. And the downsides? Number 1, limited withdrawals. Savings accounts are designed for stashing, not splurging. That's why banks put a cap on how many times you can dip into your savings each month. If you reach into it too often, you could face a fee. Number 2, minimum balance requirements. Some saving accounts ask you to maintain a certain amount of money in them. If your balance drops below that minimum, you could end up paying a fee. Number 3, lower interest rates. While savings accounts do earn interest, the rates are often on the low side compared to other investments. It's like a trade-off for the safety and easy access they offer. Think of a savings account as a snug burrow for your future dreams. It's a place where your money can chill, safe and sound, while slowly bulking up. Money market accounts. Picture a money market account, MMA for short, as a dynamic duo superhero. It possesses the sweet traits of a checking account alongside the solid virtues of a savings account. It's basically the ultimate 2-in-1 package. So what are the advantages of money market accounts? Number 1, interest rates. MMAs generally offer interest rates that outrank regular savings accounts. That equates to your money beefing up at a quicker pace. Think of it as your cash having VIP access to the express line. Number 2, access to your money. MMAs often come with the bonus of check writing and debit card usage. Need to shell out some dough for something? No sweat. Your MMA has got your back. Number 3, safety. Aligning with the norms of checking and savings accounts, MMAs are covered by government insurance. Your money is as guarded as if it were stashed away in a top-tier secure vault. Okay, what's the downside? Number 1, minimum balance requirement. MMAs often demand a steeper minimum balance compared to regular savings accounts. If you don't uphold that minimum, you might be slapped with fees, or your interest rate might experience a slump. Number 2, limited transactions. Even though you get the perks of checks and a debit card with MMAs, there's a cap on how many transactions you can make each month. If you cross that limit, you might be hit with a fee. Number 3, not always the highest returns. While MMAs often flaunt higher rates than savings accounts, there are other investment avenues that can yield higher returns. So, it's all about weighing your options and choosing what's best for you and your financial game plan. Money market accounts are like an extraordinary hybrid, fusing some stellar features of both checking and savings accounts. They could be the perfect match for you, or perhaps not. It all hinges on your unique needs and aspirations. Certificates of Deposit, CDs. Think of CDs as the enduring marathon runners in the banking world. Unlike checking accounts, saving accounts, and money market accounts, which let you access your money relatively easily, CDs ask you to promise not to touch your money for a while. In return, they typically offer higher interest rates, helping your savings grow even more over time. It's a different approach, but it can be a real winner. Here's the cool stuff about CDs. Number 1, interest rates. CDs generally offer higher interest rates compared to your regular savings or money market accounts. That means the cash you tuck away in a CD will bulk up at a speedier pace. Picture it like sowing a seed and observing it bloom into a robust tree over time. Number 2, safety. CDs have the security stamp of government insurance, which translates to your money being in a super safe zone. It's akin to locking your cash in a safety deposit box that also nurtures its growth. All right, what's the twist with CDs? Number 1, time commitment. When you commit your money to a CD, you're giving a word to the bank to let it stay put for a certain fixed duration. This can range anywhere from a couple of months to several years. Consider it a pact with your bank. I'll lend you my money for a stipulated period, and in return, you'll foster its growth. Number 2, early withdrawal penalties. If you have to withdraw your money from the CD before its maturity date, that's the end of your agreed time period, you'll generally be slapped with a penalty. So, CDs are an ideal pick if you're confident that you won't require the money in the near future. Number 3, inflation risk. Although CDs can nurture your money's growth, if the interest rate of your CD lags behind the inflation rate, you might end up losing purchasing power over time. In layman's terms, your money might not go as far when it comes to shopping. So, that's the rundown. CDs are a fantastic choice for those who are certain they can leave their money untouched for a while and would like to witness consistent growth. They're like marathon runners, unhurried yet persistent, and hey, they often bag the prize in the long run. All right, my money-savvy friends, that's the rundown on banks, your one-stop shops for money storage, borrowing, and a whole lot more. We've toured their inner workings, explored the variety of services they provide, and shed light on their crucial role in our economy. Banks aren't just vaults filled with cash. They're key players in our financial world, and knowing how they operate gives us the power to navigate that world confidently. But let's not rest on our laurels just yet. With this newfound knowledge, we're equipped to dive into the exciting realm of income generation, the art and science of money-making. Whether it's through a part-time gig, a full-blown career, or creative passive income avenues, there's a multitude of ways to earn, save, and grow your cash. So, buckle up, because we're about to shift gears from understanding how money is kept to discovering how it's made. See you in the next chapter.